everybody. My name is Muhammad Azril bin Zaiam and my matriculation number is 9910140854050001. I am a student for Bachelor in Human Resource Management with Honours from Open University Malaysia and currently in 5th semester. This video is made for the course OUMH1303 English for Oral Communication. I will be doing an explanation speech about Judo. The purpose of this speech is to acquaint new learners and those keen to learn this sport about techniques and the way they will do it. The title of my speech is Judo, the techniques and how to execute it. Before we proceed, let's start with brief history of Judo so that you can have a little knowledge about this fascinating sport. Judo is a martial art originated from Japan and was invented in 1882. Kudo Jigaro is the person who was responsible to combine jiu-jitsu or gentle art in Japanese language with components of mental discipline. Judo achieved its excellence when Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department hosted tournaments for jiu-jitsu schools. It has been incorporated into the department's main martial art. A judo practitioners are called judoka, while the uniform is known as judogi or judo attire. In 1964, judo had gained worldwide attention when it was accepted in the Summer Olympic Games for the first time in Tokyo, Japan. Among the top and greatest judoka today are Yasuhiro Yamashita, Tadahiro Yomura, and Ilias Iliadis. While for female category, among the leading figures are Ronda Rousey, Ryoko Tani, and Kyla Harrison. In Malaysia, Amir Daniel, a 19-year-old judoka, has won bronze medal in men's under 73 kg class in recent SEA Games in Cambodia. He has defeated Keisei Nakano from the Philippines, and this accomplishment is an honor to our country from such a young athlete. Now, let's explore some of the most common techniques in Judo and the way to execute it. The first technique in Judo is Nage Waza or throwing techniques. Throwing involves a grappling technique where a judoka used to make their opponents to lift and they will be thrown on the ground. In Judo, throwing techniques that frequently used is Sutemi Waza or sacrifice technique. According to this method, a judoka will put his opponent in a hurtful position, for example, on the ground, to make it easier to throw them. Other throwing techniques in Judo are hip throw, shoulder throw, and wrist throw. For example, shoulder throw is executed when throwing an opponent over the shoulder. A judoka will turn and lift their opponent on their back and at the same time remaining both hands on the opponent's judogi. When the position has formed, the opponent will be thrown over to the judoka's shoulder. Next, there are katame waza or grappling techniques. Grappling techniques are applied when the opponent is lying on the floor. Grappling techniques are divided into other methods such as joint lock, hold down method, and strangling method. For instance, for joint lock method, judoka will manipulate opponent's joint until it reaches maximal degree of motion and hyperextension. To do joint lock method, the right way is to isolate a particular joint and level it in an attempt. This is to make sure that the joint to move past its normal range of motion. However, the strangling technique are forbidden. If a judoka wants to use strangling technique, he must apply it to other body parts and do not use it on opponent's neck. This is due to the fact that strangling can cause unconsciousness and possibly death to opponents. The following judo techniques is atemi waza or body striking techniques. This judo technique is prohibited in sport judo competition rules. It consists of striking maneuvers, whether by hand, fingers, edge of hands, elbow, knee, foot, and heel. The body parts will be pointed at opponent's sensitive spot, but this method is dangerous. Among types of striking techniques are front knee strike, front kick strike, and roundhouse kick. To give you example, for front knee strike, a judoka will strike, whether with the kneecap or surrounding area. A judoka will thrust the front knee into the head or body of your opponent. A judoka will strike opponent's head, hips, ribs, solar plexus, stomach, and thighs. Apart from that, there is ukewaza or flattening throw technique. These techniques are applied at the moment the opponent moves forward. The movement comprises of destabilizing and throwing him, but a judoka has to sacrifice his own posture. In other words, a judoka will flip the opponent's balance to his right front corner. Then the judoka will open his body wide and extend his left foot to block the outside of opponent's right foot. Next, the opponent will fall onto the judoka's left side and he will throw over the opponent. Let's carry on to ukemi techniques or receiving and break fall techniques. This is the art of knowing how to rightly react when applying skills to counter attack. This allows a judoka to perform it safely. The movement of ukemi techniques are similar to the ones used in tumbling sports. When ukemi is performed correctly, the opponent will suffer minimal damage as possible from fall. When opponent hit the ground, the force will spread out along non-critical parts of the opponent's body. There are several forms of ukemi, such as backward breakfall, sideways breakfall, and forward roll. For example, for backward breakfall, a judoka will start by extending both arms forward at shoulder height. They will form crouching posture and fall backwards onto the rounded back with both hands on mat. To avoid head shock, judoka will raise head forward. Finally, yet importantly, judo has also kapo technique or resuscitation techniques. Kapo history can be traced back to the era 1600s and had been refined and added by many jiu-jitsu masters in martial arts schools. Kapo is used to restoration of life after judo performance. It acts similarly as modern first aid steps. Kapo can help to revive unconscious judoka when they have been knocked out by opponents. To do kapo, artificial resuscitation is performed to induce chest, stomach, and back movement. This can help to restore normal breathing. The therapist will use their expertise to cure affected body parts and speed up the healing process. To sum up, judo is one of the most compelling sports that has preserved its distinctive techniques, and there are special rules that its practitioners have to follow. This can ensure a safe and smooth judo performance. Today, judo has been learned not only by Japanese but other races around the world. Therefore, I hope that Malaysian sports industry can emphasize on discovering new judo talent among youngsters and guide them to become a decent judoka. Thank you very much for watching my video.